Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Disney Dust. It's DisneyDwayne here. And of course, as you can see, it is a special Star Wars episode. Nothing too long, but we're going to do a recap as well as of what's to come in terms of Star Wars news. So let's do that recap right off the bat. I hope you enjoyed the Spotify playlist that they released for Star Wars music. And if you haven't enjoyed it, please go look it up because it's amazing. A very wonderful selection of Star Wars themes and tunes. And of course, it spans all the 9 movies. And in other news, those 9 movies are now available on Disney Plus. It's all together. And of course, Disney Plus also had special, artwork that was rendered for each movie, except for the last one. And, it was just an amazing time. So check out that playlist as well. It's on Spotify, and it has a very wonderful lightsaber soundbar. You can actually adjust the soundbar, and it's a lightsaber. Amazing stuff. They also released free ebooks, one that was called Queen's Shadow. It's, about Padme and the Queen Amidala. And it's like prequel era times about before her ascension, I believe. I mean, I don't know too much, but I know it was free for a period. Anyway, these books are all available. And let's get on to what is going to be the main topic of this particular episode. We're going to be looking at the Star Wars timeline, and we're going to be also looking at series that are to come, as well as the current series and where it stands in the timeline. All right, so there's a lot of stuff coming up, live action-wise. Of course, we have The Mandalorian that has just been renewed for season 3, so that's very, very exciting. They also have the Disney Gallery, The Mandalorian, so that's coming out in bits. We have the first episode up, maybe even the second by now, where it showcases the behind-the-scenes work of The Mandalorian. But in other news, there's also going to be 3 other live-action Star Wars series coming to Disney Plus. Very exciting. One of which is, of course, as we know, the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. And Ewan McGregor has, of course, signed up for this. And we have the Cassian Andor series as well. And we'll look at the timeline in a short while to see where these series fall into it. And of course, Genevieve O'Reilly, I always talk about her because I've acted with her in a sort of a science fiction film, so I'm very proud of her. She's also Moira in the Overwatch game that I play. She's signed on to play Mon Mothma again, so she'll be coming to that. And there's this news about a 3rd series that's also coming, a very strong, predominantly female-led series. And not much is said about it except that the Russian doll creator-producer is involved. Now, we're going to look at the timeline and see where this series might fall into. So let's look at it right now. We start off with Star Wars Phantom Menace. And that is, of course, episode 1. And then Attack of the Clones is what we look at next. And between Attack of the Clones and episode 3, which is Revenge of the Sith, my favorite movie, by the way, we have, of course, the wonderful animated beloved series called The Clone Wars, and that's just concluded on Disney Plus as well. You can catch all those episodes there. So that's where all of that is. And then moving on, we look at Solo, a Star Wars story, which is coming to Disney Plus. So that didn't do so well, but that's where it is in the timeline. And after that, we have Star Wars Rebels, which is another animated series that's available. And then we move on to Rogue One, which is the movie that just happens before Star Wars A New Hope. Now, looking at Star Wars A New Hope to The Return of the Jedi, those classic first 3 movies that were released, we actually see that that's the golden period where nothing has actually come in, nothing in between, no other stories around that has happened in terms of at least, in terms of TV series, or animated series, right? And then after that, right after that, we get The Mandalorian. And then following that, we have, of course, the new latest 3 movies, The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and The Rise of Skywalker. And within all of that is where your new animated series, Star Wars Resistance, lies. Now, let's look at another chart to see where these live action movies come into play. And let's bring up my little timeline here. This is a new one. Right, so you can see now that it's still the golden period where between episodes 4 and 6, you don't see anything that's touched there. But we see that The Mandalorian comes in after Return of Jedi, which is episode 6. We've seen that. And then we go on to see these 2 new series that are happening. The Obi-Wan series happens after episode 3, during the period of the Solo movie. And then the Cassian Andor series comes in and Star Wars Rebels as well comes in before Rogue One. So now it remains to be seen where this wonderful series about these strong female leads is going to come in. Do you think it's going to come in during the golden period, the untouched period, right, between episodes 4 and 6? I'm not sure. I mean, it depends on the female leads, and I wonder what they have to do with. So I really don't think so. I think this golden period is still going to be very much untouched. So speculation-wise, I'm going to say it probably comes in. I think I would venture to say it's going to be a prequel, like even before episode 1. What do you think? What do you think? That's my thought. It's going to come in there before episode 1. Anyhow, so that's a wrap for this Star Wars episode. I hope you had fun discussing Star Wars stuff with me. I have to say, I'm very proud to be a Star Wars, though not a big fan, because I feel like I still should know more. Thanks for joining me and the birds. But I have to say, I'm really proud because I am as old as when Star Wars was first released. So that is my year, 1977. And, you know, it was released in the same month that I was born into, very few days apart. So I'm very happy as a May baby. Of course, I'm not so quick to wear the shirt, anything that has to do with Star Wars 1977. In any case, thank you for joining me. And of course, be sure to subscribe and look out for other videos as well on the YouTube channel. There are quite a few coming. I've been pretty active these days as we've been staying safe and staying home. All right, till the next time, catch you later. It's not gonna work, but I'm gonna do it.